You might be asking yourself, hey, why are you wearing the same thing as yesterday's video? My answer to you is, I'm recording one after the other. What's up, fans? So, on Monday, I made a video why you should be optimistic for the 2018 season. And a ton of you guys were commenting saying you're super pumped, you agree with everything I'm saying, and of course, that's why I made the video, because everything I said I believed. So I'm not just saying it just to get you guys to like it and view it and da-da. I actually believe those things I was saying. And then some of you guys were like, nah, you're just being too optimistic, blah, blah, blah. Well, this video today is for you guys. These are the reasons why you shouldn't be optimistic, or why 2018 isn't going to be everything we hoped it's going to be. So let's start off with the schedule. So in optimistic, I said schedule because we're not playing London, a bunch of 1 o'clock games, and we don't have to go West Coast. Well, let's look at the other aspect of the schedule. It's just going to be hard! So essentially, I'm looking at the schedule now. We got the Bills, who I'm not that worried about the Bills because they don't have a quarterback, but like, you got the Patriots, who we always lose once to the Patriots, and it's going to happen. You got the Jaguars, whose defense is ridiculously good. You got the Vikings, whose defense is ridiculously good. Colts, and you got the Packers, Aaron Rodgers. It doesn't matter who he has, he's going to throw it around. Lions, always a dangerous team. Bengals, I don't know how I feel about the Bengals, but we're playing at Cincinnati, and last time we played at Cincinnati, we got our asses spanked. And the Titans are an up-and-coming great team. Then look at our own division. Bills, like I said, aren't worrying me, but the Jets always worry me. But this is a tough schedule, especially when it comes after the bye and it comes to down the line when the games seriously start to matter. We got Patriots, Vikings, Jaguars, one after the other, and it's at the Patriot. It's home, away, home. You know, it's going to be tough. So we'll see where the Dolphins are at come like week 8 when we're playing the Texans on a Thursday, but it's a tough schedule with tough teams. But again, that's now. There's a ton of times where like a team has like the hardest schedule when it comes to before the season starts, and all of a sudden the season starts playing out and they actually end up having the easiest schedule. So, but just by looking at it now, it's gonna be a hard ass schedule. The next thing that worries me and probably worries other Dolphin fans is the draft picks. I said before that the draft picks are a good reason to be optimistic, and I told you why, and I stand by that. Every team's optimistic about their draft picks, but then also you have to think about this. There's a lot of flaws in our draft picks. Take Minkah Fitzpatrick, right? And you take him out of this conversation right now. That dude, that's my golden boy. I have nothing bad to say about Minkah Fitzpatrick. But you got Gesicki. He can't block. You got Smythe. He can't run routes and he's slow as shit. You got Baker. He's too small. He can't engage with the offensive linemen. And he has a hard time breaking block. College, where I was hearing a ton of things where he's great, he's fast, he's in the open, he'll fucking juke you out of your shoes, but he has a hard time deciding what route to hit. He stumbles over his feet sometimes. These are things I've read. I haven't watched any tape on him, but these are the critiques for him. And then you have our kicker, Sanders, who has horrible accuracy. Again, these are all things that could bite us in the ass, or it could have been great because we got the player when we did. Like, look at Tom Brady. They thought he was a scrawny piece of shit who wouldn't amount to anything, and look at what he did. But again, you can look at the draft picks and be very optimistic about it, but then you can also look at the draft picks and be very worried about it. And there's a lot of draft picks that they let go and took other players that I think could have been better suited for us. But only time will tell. But again, this is another reason why going into the 2018 season, I'm not 100% like, we're going 12-4, bitch. I'm more like, we go 9-7, I'm gonna be happy. So another reason is that we lost Jarvis Landry and Ndamukong Suh. The Ndamukong Suh loss is gonna be substantial. Trust me on the whole ambulance. Ndamukong Suh loss is going to be substantial. I don't know if the defensive tackles we have. Can you give me a minute? I don't know if the defensive tackles we have now can make up for the loss. I don't even know if you can take 3 of them, put them together, and make up for the loss. I hope they can, but right now it's kind of like, I don't know. And then the loss of Jarvis Landry. That was Tannehill's, comfort blanket. He caught everything. You lost 2 big pieces. Again, I personally would have liked them to keep Jarvis Landry. It is what it is. There's no point in harping on it, but that is another reason why to be very, is that we lost Jarvis Landry and Dominican Zoo. Two big players on both sides of the ball. Then you look at the linebackers and the defensive tackles, and they're kind of unproven. You have Kiko Alonso, who's playing left outside linebacker, or who's playing weak outside linebacker, and he sucks at it. He can't cover a running back, and he can't cover a tight end. He should be playing middle linebacker. But McMillan is playing middle linebacker, and he's probably going to do a great job of it, so it's like, ugh. And then we have these defensive tackles, like I said before, that are just extremely unproven, and we don't know what we have. It makes you worried about the 2018 season because you don't know what we have. And obviously they're going to be playing each other in training camp and in the off season. You can't really judge who's good and who's bad because the offensive line might be doing fantastic, like they did on Wednesday, where they were just, you know, had holes open and all this shit. But that could be because the defensive tackles suck. And then vice versa. Defensive tackles might be lighting it up, but that could be the offensive line sucks. So we don't know yet. So that makes you kind of worried for 2018. Another reason why to be very like about 2018 is this defensive coordinator. He worries me because some of the play calls and some of his schemes don't fit the players he has. Vance Joseph was better than Matt Burke. And if you think that's caca because he sucked as a Denver head coach, when we went to the playoffs in 2016, had a lot to do with what the plays he was calling on defense to cover up the lack of talent he had on the defense. So Vance Joseph was way better than Burke, and Burke kind of worries me. Speaking of coaches, Adam Gase is stubborn as shit. He's set in his ways. I'm hoping that changes. That's the biggest thing that I feel is holding him back from being like a great head coach, is get over his stubbornness. If it's not working, stop doing it and change it up. If you notice that you're passing the ball too much, but when you run the ball and we get over 100 yards rushing, you're like 9-1, run the ball. Like, he's stubborn as shit. So these things about these coaches, I don't know if they've changed. So the fact that I don't know if they've changed or if their mindset on it changed makes me worried for the 2018 season. And finally, I think I ended the optimistic video with this guy, so I'll end the pessimistic video with this guy, Ryan Tannehill. Do I think he'll play great? I'm hoping he'll play great. Coming back from an ACL injury is very scary. What we've seen from the OTA so far, showing that he hasn't lost a step, is a nice, comforting thing, but this is the OTAs. It's not training camp. It's not even preseason. He still hasn't been hit. Also, last time he played, he had Jarvis Landry and he had Jay Ajayi. So it's like he's coming back and he's got these new guys that he needs to gel with and he needs to get comfortable with and know what they're going to do and all that shit. Him coming back is a breath of fresh air because we had Jay Cutler, but it's also nerve-wracking because if he goes down, who do we have? We have Brock Osweiler, you know, that for now. Again, we don't know what's going to happen come cuts. But if that even does happen, then we have a backup quarterback who hasn't done an offseason with us. So it makes me very nervous and it makes me very eerie about the 2018 season. But in a whole, now that I've done the optimistic and now I've done the pessimistic, if you want to know, if you've lasted this whole video without turning it off because I pissed you off because you're like, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, I will give you my heartfelt opinion about what I think about the 2018 Miami Dolphins. I am in the middle. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I prefer to be surprised than let down. So if they go, you know, 8-8, okay, because then that means come, you know, November, they're still fighting for the playoffs. And that's all that really matters to me. Last season sucked, right? But then come that Patriots Monday night game when we won, there was still that hope, that like ember burning in us that they could still make the playoffs. And that makes you want to watch the game. I remember the year before they got Adam Gase, they were horrible. And that last Patriots game where they actually won, and it actually kept them, the Patriots, out of the Super Bowl because they lost their home field advantage because they lost to us. I didn't really watch it. I didn't watch that game. And that might be blasphemy because I'm a diehard Dolphins fan. I watch all 16 games every year and make a point of it. I didn't watch it because it didn't matter. And I was just really fed up with the BS with this team when it came to the revolving door with the coaches. This year, I like what I'm seeing, I like what I'm hearing, but I have to see more to put more faith in this team. Adam Gase is talking a lot, the players are talking a lot, everyone's very optimistic. Me, on the other hand, I would be happy with 9-7, 8-8. I'll be ecstatic if we go 11-5, 12-4, and make the playoffs, and win the division. You know, then I'll lose my shit. But right now, I'm keeping a very level head. I'm keeping it very even keel for you guys, so you guys don't think I'm a hater or not. This team has a lot of promise, and this is the first time in a long time where the promise is from young players, not from a ton of free agents that we overpaid for. And that gives me hope, but it also, the past has made me, bring the hope down. So that's how I feel about the 2018 Dolphins. Will they beat the shit out of a ton of teams? I don't know. Will they get their asses whipped? I don't know. The season can change in a heartbeat, you know. Look at the last year Dolphins. A lot of shit can happen to change. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit the like button if you liked it. Subscribe if you're not already. If you're a Dolphin fan, please subscribe. If you went back and watched some of my old videos, because I did other stuff before doing the Dolphin stuff, subscribe. I'm gonna do that. I will always make Dolphin videos. Dolphin videos are a love of mine. But I also am gonna post some other stuff on here. Subscribe, comment. If you really want to help the channel out and you really want it to grow, share it. You know, if you know a bunch of football fans or a bunch of Dolphin fans that would like this stuff, share it with them. Be like, hey, check this dude's channel out. He talks about the Dolphins and he makes sense. Or check this dude's channel out. He talks about the Dolphins. You don't know what the fuck he's talking about, but he's funny as hell. Share it. Help me out. Help the channel grow. I've been greatly appreciating all the help you guys been giving me. Check out my Twitter. I don't know why I said it like that. I think I'm getting cotton mouth. Right here. Boop. DouglieDoWrong. Also, check out my second channel, Bit Boys. We put games out Monday through Friday. Check it out. It's freaking hard. Other than that, I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. It's Memorial Weekend. I'm going camping, so that's why I did these two videos, one after the other, so I can upload them for you guys. I will see you guys probably on Monday or Tuesday, because OTAs are happening again. If it's opened to the media, I'll make a long-ass video like I did on Wednesday. If it's not, then I'll just give you what I can. But other than that, greatly appreciate you guys, and fins up. Fin fans, so day 3 of the OTAs is, of course, closed to the public. So what I have for you today is the press conference from 4 players. First it's going to be Jordan Phillips, then it's going to be Xavier Howard, then we're going to hear from Rashad Jones, and then McMillan.